Hello everyone. Today we are getting some baking going. It is Saturday in Los Angeles. It's a little cool. I've got on my comfy fleece lined hooded with pockets onesie from Fabletics that I bought last week. And with that, on Black Friday, with all of this comfort, I was like, oh, I need to make some little comfort food to kind of set up the week. So if you're new here, I am Beth, and I am known as Curvygirlbeth across socials, and I am I don't know what, so many things. Motivational speaker, plus size model, body acceptance advocate, lipedema awareness advocate. And now I am sharing a great deal of my health journey, which over this past year and a half has been a little tumultuous, up and down. I've had an injury, another injury, another injury. And then since June, I've been dealing with AFib, which is atrial fibrillation, wearing a heart monitor. This is the Zio, I don't know if you could see it, Zio heart monitor to get the last bit of data. I finished that up after a 2-week stint on Monday. Looking forward to it. First thing I'm going to do is head to the pool. And so I have, as part of this atrial fibrillation journey in figuring out what is causing this and why am I having this atrial fibrillation, I have basically had every system of my body checked. Everything comes back in a fine fashion, except for the fact that I have sleep apnea, which I've been handling since July with wearing a CPAP machine. I did just get a BiPAP, if you happen to see that video or were here on the live the other day. However, I gotta say, I need some more help with figuring out how to use that thing because it was a kind of a no-go when I first put it on to try and use it. And of course, it's, after hours, and so I need to wait till Monday to get some help on that. And the second big part is that I have found out that I have an extreme amount of food allergies / food sensitivities. I'm not on the highest level of a food allergy, although I do have to have an EpiPen, because when you're in the food allergy world, you just never know what's gonna go. What's the next turn gonna be? What's going to be the breaking point. But I have removed, I think it's about 2 weeks now, I have removed 26 different foods from my nutrition plan. And so it's all a new thing. And as I dive deep into each of the categories, I see more and more, and so much stuff makes sense. Like, for instance, the other day, I have been allergic to stevia and reacted poorly to stevia since at a minimum 2019. And I now find out that that is in the family of one of the major food allergens that I have. So it all makes sense. It's just like there's kind of like when I was diagnosed with lipedema in 2017 and everything started making sense. Like there was a daily aha moment of, oh, that's why this happened, or that's why that was. So now I am getting into things. So one of the 2 things that I'm allergic to that are in so many things is vanilla and cinnamon. And then the oils, so, we have learned, well, at least I have learned over the past 2 years that one of the biggest contributors to the obesity rate in this country is these seed oils and any type of oils that people are using that are not olive oil, Coconut oil for some, I'm allergic to coconut oil too. So no coconut sugar, no coconut oil, no coconut aminos, no coconut flour. So all of these things have been in my world because they're often part of gluten-free stuff. So I had been gluten-free living strictly for about 8 years or so before 2017. Then I let up um, over from 2017 until about last fall. And since last fall, I probably was mostly gluten-free. However, in August, I went all in on all the things so that I could show on my tests how I reacted to things. So that hasn't done me so well because I have added a lot of inflammation in the way of increase in the scale. But hopefully once all of this stuff gets out of my body, it'll take at least a month for the initial piece of that to happen. But more than that for sure. So anyway, it's just a whole new world. So having to put down all of the things is kind of crazy. Have had to throw out so many things that were gluten-free that had coconut flour, have had to drop like my go-to products in regard to that. And then in looking at things that have the different oils in them, like I just learned that sunflower oil and safflower oil are in one of the categories that is problematic for me. So I'm trying to do the big things first that were reactive. So like for instance, sunflowers did not react. I did not show that I was allergic to sunflowers. So I'm not gonna worry so much about getting rid of that sunflower oil if it happens to be into something. Like for instance, my protein hot chocolate uses sunflower lecithin instead of soy. So I'm gonna keep that for a minute and try. If it seems to still be problematic, then I will change that. Hello, Bill. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Knowledge. How are you all this morning? It is a lot. And then with like vanilla, I'm gonna show you like one of my favorite things is this extremely high quality chocolate. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I am recognizing that some of my subscribers from Instagram are here on my YouTube channel, and I just can't love that enough. The crossover. So this Guittard, I don't know if you all are familiar with this Guittard chocolate. So Guittard Extra Dark baking chips have been a go-to of mine. It's peanut-free, tree nut-free, gluten-free, and it's also soy-free for years now. And this was one of our go-tos when my son was allergic to soy and wheat, and we were very much following that program, so we were using that. But so what happens is this has vanilla, of course, as one of the ingredients. Yeah, it's very clean ingredients. Cacao beans, cane sugar, sunflower lecithin, and vanilla. That's it. That's all that's in it. The taste is beyond delicious. It makes everything that you make with it incredible, but that has to go by the wayside for me. However, I am bringing back our love for Enjoy Life's chocolate, and this is a company that is free from the top 14 allergens, and we use this since 2010. It's free of wheat, peanuts, tree nuts, dairy, casein, soy, eggs, sesame, I'm allergic to sesame, mustard, lupin, added sulfites, fish, shellfish, and crustaceans. So I am allergic to most of those things that are in this list, at least 10 of them that I know of. And so I'm very thankful that they're not using it, but their ingredients are unsweetened chocolate, cane sugar, cocoa butter. Awesome. And that's what I'll be using today. So today I am going to be making some um, gluten-free granola and also some almond flour chocolate chip cookies. The chocolate chip cookies have 5 ingredients, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ingredients. And the granola has only 4. So that's what I'm going to be doing. The granola should take about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes. And the gluten-free cookies should take between 10 to 12 minutes. I am going to start with the granola and work from there, because at the halfway point then I'll just put in the other and we'll be good to go. So if you're here, can be here for a half an hour with me, great. If you can't, stop in and out, whatever, however it goes. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe now. Hit that bell for the notifications, because at the moment I'm kind of hit or miss of when I'm going to be here, but I'm hoping to create a regular schedule. So we'll see if I can bring that back. There's lots going on, so much overwhelm, and really trying to put my health first in getting rid of this atrial fibrillation. On a positive note, I did just start taking medication that should help with resolving that. And so we're going to look at that for about 10 days. If not, I'll have to have a procedure. So that's the update on all of that. Additionally, if you are here and you're on YouTube and you're so inclined, you can sign up for my memberships there. If you're an Instagrammer, of course, I have subscriptions on Instagram, and that's really where my main subscriptions lie. And Instagram is my biggest account. And then if you're here on TikTok, welcome. Thank you for showing up. And be sure to subscribe, hit the like button or the notifications there as well. And also, if you're here, leave a comment so that I know that you're here, and make sure that it's respectful for all of our community members and for myself. Thank you very much. I have incorporated one of my original go-tos, Isopure. I have been taking this since 2003. I had gastric bypass in 2003, ruin why. This is how I managed to get through my 2 weeks of pre-op with clear liquids, and then certainly post-op, and it has always been a go-to. It has 32 grams of protein just inside this one bottle, so it's a great way to get in your protein while getting in liquids. And I'm using this now. I'm happy. It has very few ingredients as well. Filtered water, whey protein isolate, which is really one of the most absorbable forms. Some natural flowers, phosphoric acid, lemon juice, concentrate, sucralose, citric acid, and polysorbate 80. You know, everything has something that you could get rid of, but I tolerate this, and that's why I'm using it. It works for me, and I find this particular one to be the cleanest of all of their flavors. So with that, I am going to get out a bowl. I just realized. Okay, starting with, I have heated the oven. Needs to be heated to 350. I have heated that. And if you're here and you could throw up some hearts, I would appreciate it, because then I would know that you're here. And then it would tell the algorithm that you're here and that maybe somebody else should come and join us as well. So if you could do that, that would be great. Hey, Bill, have a great day. enjoy your time. And I know it's a work day for you, so enjoy your free time and your work time. Bye for now. Okay, I've got my Pyrex bowl. I think I've told you all this. Oh, this is interesting. I'm noticing it. I'm noticing it every time. So this bowl is an old school one, and this is with the capital Pyrex. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? You probably can't see it at the bottom. Can you? I don't know what I could do to make it show. Oh, let's see if this will do it. No, that doesn't help. Anyway, the capital, when it's in the capital letters, that's the original Pyrex, and that does not shatter. I forget when it was, but at some point Pyrex sold the company, and then they started making Pyrex with the small letters, and that is made with a new material, and it will shatter if you break it. So it's not, it's actually more the safety glass like what we have in our cars. And there you go. Hey, Caleb. Hey, King. I'm now a king? I always thought I was a queen, but okay, I'll take it. Okay, so I'm adapting this recipe from the big man's world. Have you guys ever followed him or seen his recipes? His recipes are great. He makes incredible stuff. And it's also so easy to follow. I'm trying, oh, maybe I should lower it. Let's see. Is it any better lowered? I don't know. Is that better? Whatever. Okay. I have a cookie sheet with some parchment paper on it. That's what we're going to start with. So, for this granola, 4 ingredients. It is going to be 2.5 cups of gluten-free oats. I usually use the one brand that I get at Costco, but right now I have the Trader Joe's rolled oats that are gluten-free. Oats traditionally are gluten-free. However, depending on where they are harvested from, they may have some crossover from wheat fields, and so that gets a little tricky, in addition to whether or not they're like sprayed with the glycophosphates and all that stuff. So gluten-free oats are cleaner, and even if you're not gluten-free, you probably should look for these because they have less contamination in them. So what did I say? 2.5 cups. Okay. Oh, well, there you go. I was trying to use my bag that was open, and I forgot. You know what? I'm starting again, because one of these bags expires pretty soon. This first bag expires pretty soon, and I want to get rid of it. I just wasn't sure that it had enough, so I pulled out the other one as well. Let's try it again. 1, 2. Yeah, we're doing it. It was maybe a smidge more than 2.5, but that's okay. Okay, excellent. I can put this away. Yay, I accomplished that. That's excellent. It makes me so happy. Really? Oh, says 1 cup of nuts. Well, you know what? Maybe it is. I'm going to use almond. Okay, well, look at that. I think I had a cup of nuts. So the almonds, they're sliced, they're raw. If you buy raw nuts, you can do whatever you want with them, and then you don't have to worry about what they put into them. And so these are just sliced raw almonds. When you bake, typically when you bake or heat nuts, they add, there's a little thing that changes in them, and they're actually better for you raw. And they're even better for you if you soak them overnight in water. Okay, then 2/3 of a cup of maple syrup. And 2/3 of a cup of almond butter. I'm going to do a 1/2 cup. I always try to reduce however much sugar there might be. So I'm going to do a 1/2 cup. Maybe I'm going to do 1/3. This is called Crown maple syrup. It actually was aged in bourbon barrels, so it gives it a little different taste. And yeah, I'm going with 1/3. Because, you know, I'm sweet enough. And I'm using this instead of vanilla. But I got it at Costco, and I'm not so sure that they still have it. So I'm trying to be also a little bit conservative with it for that reason. Because I imagine we're going to have a lot going on in this baking season. And I'm using it as my replacement. If I already said this, sorry. I'm using it as my replacement for vanilla. So this particular recipe wasn't calling for vanilla, but I have a lot of stuff that will call for vanilla, so I want to conserve it. I'm actually going to leave that here because I do need it for the next, oops, made a mess. Okay. I don't know about you all, but I hate messy jar lids. So one of the things, reasons why I'm making this is because I, in the past, have had on hand the Trader Joe's gluten-free granola, and I'll use like, I don't know, a tablespoon of that or something. To just throw on something that might need a little crunch. And luckily, they were out of it the other day at Trader Joe's. And I said, well, I guess now's the time that I have to make my own, which is going to be better for me anyway. And so, see, just kind of simple. I mean, I don't think you can get much more simple than that, do you? pretty sure anybody can do this, even if you're not a cook. And you just have to make sure it's all incorporated and integrated. How many cooks do I have out here? Hey Dee. And how many gluten-free peeps do I have out here? I think that seems to be pretty well incorporated. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had, you know, like a nut granola. I've had like where nuts are in the granola. But I haven't had one, like I haven't had a peanut butter, like I saw a peanut butter and dark chocolate granola the other day and I was like, oh, that would probably be good. But I wasn't really looking for that kind of flavor. So since this is my first try, we'll see. And you can add in whatever extra additives you want. You know, some people add in different nuts, some people add in raisins, craisins, even apricots or coconut flakes, if you're so inclined. That's what it's gonna look like. Let's see. Woohoo! So, okay, we got that one done. The base that keeps it together is the almond butter and the maple syrup. Hey, hey from the law firm. Notice that healthy food is getting more expensive. Yeah, reading labels is incredibly important. I think that if people actually read their labels, nobody would believe what's in our foods. They're just, that's how they're getting away with it. I mean, I, as a person who read labels, I've been reading labels for 20 years, probably longer than that actually, but even this time I was like, wow, like I had no idea. Like I had no idea that truly some form of coconut is in just about everything. That was pretty shocking. Um, it was like, yeah, pretty amazing. Um, yes, I try to answer the comments as we go along, because as I'm actually doing my cooking, I can't see the comments. My hands are usually dirty. It's just not something that works for me. As you can see, the you know, my phone is not in front of me, so I can't really see the comments as they're coming in. Maybe sometime in 2024, I'll have a moderator. That would be pretty cool. But you know, we'll see. And thank you for those of you who've sent over the gifties. I appreciate it. Do I detox? I do detox I do at least a 12-hour intermittent fasting. So I usually go from 8 at night till 8 in the morning without having anything that is, you know, water. And then aside from that, at the moment, I'm not really sure what type of detox I can do, because I don't want to put any additional stress on my heart, if you were here for that earlier. Yes, coconut's in everything. I mean, you'd be just amazed at how much stuff has coconut oil in it. The videos are not my live stream, no. Thanks for the love. I appreciate it. And now I am going to make the cookies. So we just got finished making some granola, and that's in the oven right now. I'm going to take a moment for a drink. I am trying to keep my protein and hydration both up. So here we go. 2 cups of almond flour. And yes, because this is all crossover ingredients, I'm not washing the cup out, and I'm not washing the bowl out. Because why? Why do it? So this is very finely ground almond flour that's blanched almonds that I get at Costco. I find this brand to be very, works well. I don't know if I really wanted to make some kind of delicate cookie, if I would. Kind of funny. I'm usually extremely precise in my measuring for anything baking. If it's cooking, not so much, but baking, I'm usually very precise. But right now, I just want a little tiny bit over on the flour, so we'll see. I think it's okay, because I don't think that there's a lot of ratios going on here. Okay. Now I don't need this. So this recipe involves 2 cups of almond flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I just noticed that my baking powder is actually expired. So I'll use it this one time, and then time to get some new ones. What does it want me to use? A teaspoon. is one of my most treasured things in the world, is my mother's set of measuring spoons. One of my treasured possessions, that was what I was saying. Okay, so half a teaspoon. Half a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so get this. So I have this other kind of okay, that's good. And then no. Okay, I put the butter in for 30% power for 30 seconds. Let's see. Hola. Was your mom a chef? She did cook, but she needed a recipe. That was too much. 30% for 30 seconds was too much. Interesting. She cooked. She didn't like to cook, but she cooked, and she always had to follow a recipe, and she always did it precisely, and it always tasted delicious. But it was not the same kind of delicious as my aunt, who was sloppy with a recipe and came up with stuff, and she was more interested in cooking. It was a different style they had. So for this one, I'm gonna it does call for a teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm gonna use this other maple syrup for that vanilla. The one that I used before that was aged in the barrel, the bourbon barrel. Actually, both of these vanillas have both of these maple syrups have an incredible taste. And it's really like awesome that they're both from, oh, you know what? I've been trying to figure out where I got this one, and I think I did get it at Trader Joe's. So I gotta go look for that, because that should still be there. It's a limited edition, so maybe it's not. And then this other Crown one from Costco, I'm afraid they probably don't have it, and that's gonna be a big bummer, but whatever, it is what it is. So I'm just incorporating both the maple syrup and the baking powder before I put in the butter. He said if you can, he calls for melted butter in the recipe, but he said that melted butter also makes the cookies spread more, so you have to watch them a bit. So I kind of have both melted and not so melted. So who knows how that'll work out. But you know, it's all a trial and error when you're doing it for the first time, right? Okay. And then it will call for ½ cup of the chocolate chips. And I will use those Enjoy Life chocolate chips. Hello, thanks for being here. Yes, natural, all natural for sure. 100%. God's work. Wow, that came together really fast. Has a good taste. Good morning. I have been cooking up some granola that's in the oven. And now I am cooking up some, oh, that granola went fast. Okay, we gotta see how this goes. Hold on. Oh, it's a little bit. Okay, so it says to turn it, so I'm gonna do that. I like it when it's in clusters, so I'm trying not to disturb it too much, but I'm not so sure that that's easy to do. Oh. Definitely not done. I think so. Okay, and then set ½ cup of the chips, and I'm gonna go with 1/3. Let's see if that's any way to reduce the sugar I'm doing. And since I did put in the full amount of the maple syrup, I think that's definitely enough chocolate chips. So, excellent. It says that it makes either 12 cookies or 6 big ones. And I think I'll try to make 12, although I don't really see 12 coming out of this, but. I think I like the process of cooking. You know, I've been doing a lot of sanding. I was sanding those doors that we were redoing, and that bench. And my husband was like, "Oh, you're really loving the sanding." And I was thinking, why do I like it? And I was like, I think it's because of the process, like I'm in the zone. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. I'm going to use the middle size. And if you've ever seen me cook before and seen like a cookie sheet, I have now resorted to, I used to like to use the cookie sheets that had no side edges because I thought they're prettier. But I one day went to put them with the parchment on into the oven, and they went flying into the oven. The parchment paper slid into the oven. And so now those are no longer my cut. So I have resorted to using these with the side edges. Okay, I'm going to use the exact scoop. Let's see if we can get 12. I think maybe we're going to get more. Oh. I put the timer back on for 5 minutes because it was supposed to go for 10 or 12 more, and I didn't start it before. Wow, okay, well then I was wrong about this. Okay, if they don't have a chocolate chip on the top, I'm putting one. Anybody here into Fortnite? I hear the world of Fortnite is completely changing today. Or I guess maybe it's changed at 11? Is that what happened? Look how cute. I'm gonna put this last bit in as like a little bar. Whew, I think this is too big as a bar. Let me see, what do you enjoy most about cooking? Yes, it sure has. I also like the idea that I'm getting real ingredients, because when I look at how the things are made, I'm usually incensed about, like, why did you have to put that ingredient in? And you didn't. It's just really from a preservative standpoint. No raw eggs here. I don't know that I've ever made a cookie without eggs in it. Certainly not a chocolate chip cookie. Okay, what do you think? You think they're done? It looks like the right color, for sure. I think I'm going to keep them like this and see what happens when they cool. I'm going in with these for 5 minutes. This is such a beautiful color. It came out so well. I'm having a great day, thanks. know. I had to check the recipe because I took out some eggs before, because when you're baking, it's always better to have them at room temperature. And then they were still there, and I was like, oh my God, did I forget the eggs? But this was an egg-free recipe. You can't make it up, people. Getting my enjoy life back with my guitar. Trying to ignore it when I see it. Yeah, see, did you hear that? It's way crunchier already. Okay, let's see. It tastes good. Truthfully, most people would not like it with that less amount of syrup that I put in. So let me tell you how much did I put in. Oh, it said 2/3 of a cup, and I only put in, did I put a third or did I put a half? Didn't write it down, I don't remember. I think I put a half because I didn't have the third of the cup out. No, I think I put in a third. Probably a half would be best. So I'm going to note that here to use a half. But probably for most people, you shouldn't do it with the correct 2/3. And other than that, delicious. Yes. Half sounds right. Yeah, I think I only used a third because I'm remembering where it was. Like, I was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to go even lower than a half. Because I usually do half of what the recipe calls for. So a third would be half. So I would say, whatever, if you're looking for the full flavor, use the full amount. I truthfully was mainly looking for the crunch. So I think that it's already got the crunch. So I think we've got that covered. If you're looking to reduce your sugar content or be in a low carb looking at low carb nutrition, and you're just coming straight off of an American diet or any kind of, just eating like everybody else eats, one of the best ways is to start with like cutting to 3/4, then cutting to a half, then cutting to a third, then cutting to a quarter, and then finally eliminating in any areas that you can, so that this way you kind of have like the give and take. Okay, that was 5 minutes. Not much has happened. So we're gonna go back with the other 5 minutes. It did say initially to look at it at 10 minutes, so that's what I'm going to do. Look at it at 10 minutes. How's the tournament going? There's all kinds of happenings for the Fortnite tournament. If you've been around for a while, you'll know that I used to have a girl cave that's now been turned into my son's man cave. And he and some friends turned it into Fortnite headquarters last night. So pretty sure they probably pulled an all-nighter, and then whatever was launching at 11 today, they're all in. So there were no eggs in this at all. In the grain-free chocolate chip cookies. It was just almond flour, baking powder, butter, maple syrup, and the dairy-free chocolate chips. That was it. The only thing that I omitted was a teaspoon of vanilla, but you might remember that I substituted it with that special maple syrup. That's all. So yeah, I mean, it will be fascinating. Hello, Drew. How are you? Oh, from Peru also. How have you been? Let me see. Where is that? TikTok. Excellent. Did you enjoy your Thanksgiving? Yes, I will agree with you. God has his hand on my life and always had. It's very interesting with all of these health up and downs over this past 18 months that everything has been very tumultuous, but also I feel very covered and blessed. So I know that there's a big message that I'm supposed to be deciphering. I'm not sure what that message is yet. I think that the 3 things that I've gotten so far is that sleep is essential, and you have to make sure that you're getting proper sleep. So you really have, if you have any of the, I don't know what you want to call it, symptoms, so to speak, the risks, I guess, for sleep apnea, which lipedema is a risk for sleep apnea. The connective tissue disease aspect of lipedema does put you at risk, as well as if you have obesity or overweight. For women, it's a neck size of 14 or greater, and for men, it's a neck size of, I believe, 17 or greater. Those are kind of telltale signs to get checked. And then certainly if you snore, if people that are sleeping with you hear that you're snoring, or that you're gasping, or that you're waking up a million times, those are aspects. And then the other thing is that the food sensitivity piece is huge, and you have to stay on top of that and be on top of that. So I was really in fine shape until I kind of let loose. And in those first 10 years of after having gastric bypass, there were not any slippery slopes. There was not, oh, let me try this. There was no 10% of the time I'll do this and 90% I'll do that. I was all in, and that worked for me. The second that I went 10% in, then 20% in of, oh, I could have this on Christmas, or I could have this on, whatever. That really kind of, led me astray. And then in the pandemic, oh, they look pretty, but they definitely are nowhere near done. So they initially said 12 minutes. So I'm gonna go with 2 more because now we're at 10. And even in the pandemic, I was, you know, I had a little of this or a little of that, but it was always in very small quantities, and it wasn't like I was going to look for anything. It was like, well, if my guys had something and there was a bag of potato chips and I wanted 5 potato chips, I had 5 potato chips. It wasn't like it led to like eating the bag of potato chips or any of that. But then last summer, when I did my trip in fall and everything went to hell, I found myself actually, for the first time in 20 years, looking at like, oh, that sounds good, or oh, what could I have today? And that was the slippery slope that was not very helpful at all. And then because that thinking came back, and I hadn't had that for 20 years, I was never thinking about, ooh, what could I, you know, I wasn't jonesing for anything up until in this past year. And now since June, when I've had this AFib, I haven't even been jonesing for anything. It's just been since August where I put things back in to trigger me. Most of it was not even stuff that ultimately, when I was having it, that I enjoyed. It was just like, oh, I know that this doesn't work for me, so let me have it. So it wasn't even kind of pleasurable. And quite frankly, it didn't really give me the results that I wanted. So that's been fascinating, and I would do it differently. I probably would, I would have, they're so cute, but they're not done. Okay, we're gonna go with 2 more. I'm kind of surprised because the way that his look are very different than this. And also, like, this is going way over, so I don't know. They're not really spreading out, so I'm not really sure. Let's see, what does it say? Comments, new blog, rude people, share. May I be your live moderator? You just hold down on my name, click, and add moderator. I can pin. Oh, interesting. I haven't used a moderator yet, Drew, but I am considering that in the new year. So anyway, that's kind of what's been happening. Oh, I think I was saying that if I had to do this from June on over, when I went back into having things that I knew would trigger me, I probably would join a diet plan and just eat whatever menus that they had, so that I would have had like a consistent caloric count, which then wouldn't have contributed to additional weight. I think that I had additional weight now in these past few months because of the caloric count and the and then what I was having. So let's say, for instance, I had chosen to follow a Jenny Craig plan They might have given me a croissant on a Jenny Craig plan, which I normally wouldn't have eaten, but the croissant that they would have provided, although likely less delicious, would have been much different than the fabulous French bakery in Santa Monica that I went to get that. So, you know, I don't know. But that's not the path that happened, so we can't really be concerned about the past. We just have to, I think they just need, we're gonna go with 2 more. I don't know, I've never done it. What's cooking is, I don't think you were here to see this, Drew, but Drew, I've had been diagnosed with an exceptional 26 out of 100 foods that I'm allergic to, so I need to be making everything. I just made my first batch of gluten-free granola. Oh, so look, everyone, it has cooled down, and now listen. That's gonna be good. There was no eggs. There were no eggs in the recipes. No, like food allergies, like 26 out of 100 things. I'm allergic to coconut, vanilla, cinnamon, wheat, turkey, salmon, shrimp, crab, clams, artichoke, celery, onion, garlic, string beans, everything you could possibly have on Thanksgiving. What am I missing in that realm? Oh, cucumbers, lettuce, bananas, cantaloupe, honeydew, strawberries, pineapple, blueberries. I don't know, something like that. Those are, yes, I was just mentioning that quarantine was not helpful for my lipedema at all. And the contributors were not being in the gym 4 days a week, not getting 10,000 steps a day like I usually did, and also adding in foods that I didn't normally have. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, the last 2 minutes and then they're coming out. I imagine, anybody on YouTube still here? Yes. Yes, no, yes. Yes. Yeah, basically since I've been diagnosed with lipedema in 2017, I've basically gained 10 pounds every year. So that 60 pounds needs to go for sure. It's crazy. Horrible. But I'm hoping that this Like after the first 2 months of getting rid of the foods, eliminating the foods that I've been allergic to, then I hope that will free my body up to be a little bit more not in a state of fight or flight, both. And then also, once my AFib gets under control, then obviously that's putting a huge strain on all the systems of my body. So, you know, just being patient and you know, we'll see what unfolds. But yeah. Yeah, 60 pounds. It's crazy. I just thought of it. Yeah, like, so within the world of lipedema, you maintaining your weight is within 10 pounds. So if you have your appointment 1 year and then the next year you come back and you're within the 10 pounds and you've maintained your weight. But what happens if you keep doing that every year, then you end up 60 pounds heavier in 6 years. So that's not really a good plan. I mean, here's the thing. In all of these 16 minutes, they at no point have fallen. And here's what the big one looks like. So Drew, taking off that 60 pounds is medically necessary. It would certainly help to alleviate the sleep apnea, as well as put less stress on my heart. My body does not function well at this weight. My mobility is seriously impacted, and it's just not fun. So I think it's, you know, been talking to me loud and clear that you're done with this season now. Time to get back to who you are. I can't decide. If you're here on YouTube, could you make a comment so I could see that we're still going? Hello. Thanks for stopping in. And if you haven't been here before, I'm Beth. I'm known as Curvygirlbeth across socials, and I appreciate you stopping by. Feel free to give a follow and hit that notification button so you can find out when I show up, because it's not planned. If you're here on YouTube, say hi. So there's someone here on TikTok who's called Bowlegs, and I'd like to know, are you bow-legged? Just curious. And again, thank you for the gifties. I appreciate it. Nice. Clearly I am not. Cannot even conceptualize the idea. Just saying. I don't know what to think. I mean, they look okay. They look they look cute. They really look like a macaroon, but I don't think these are the type that I'm gonna eat hot. So that's it. Thanks for stopping by. See you again.